Hi, 18 Cinema Summary here. Today we're going to do a recap of the film As the Gods Will. It's a high-stakes thriller that is shrouded in mystery to the very last scene. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The film starts with Shun, who is a high school student. Shun is tired of his monotonous and boring life. He rarely goes to school and spends most of his at home playing video games. Shun has a best friend named Satake and a crush named Ichika, who lives near his house. One day, on his way to class, Shun sees the psychotic bully Amaya beating some students in the yard. While in class, Shun falls asleep as soon as his teacher starts teaching. Then out of nowhere, the teacher's head explodes and a talking doll appears in its place. That's when a deadly game starts. The doll sings while looking away from the students, but as soon as the singing stops, it turns towards the class. If anyone is moving while the doll is looking at them, their head explodes, and blood-filled marbles come out of it. Many students die while trying to run away from the doll. Some figure out the game's rules and stay still to save their lives. That's when Satake points out the red button on the doll's back. He believes that the game will stop once the red button is pushed. There's also a timer next to the button, and it's counting down. Anyone who's still alive realizes that they don't have much time left. So students start rushing towards the doll to push the button. Many of them trip over all the marbles lying on the ground. During all this bloodshed, the clock keeps counting on until there's only 1 minute left. By this time, only Satake and Shun are still alive in their class. Satake suggests that Shun tries to jump off of his back to get to the doll. Shun does so and manages to push the button right at the last second. The doll declares the end of the game, and both the boys start celebrating. But that's when Satake's head explodes and he dies. The doll explains that only Shun pushed the button, so only he gets to live. Shun is still in shock when the doll announces that the cat is coming for the mouse. Shun doesn't know what it means. As he's trying to figure it out, Ichika comes into the room. Ichika is also the only one in her class who survived. She feels like she killed her classmates by pushing the button. They both decide to get out of the school and call the police. They try every door and exit, but all of them are locked. Even the glass windows have become unbreakable. They eventually see an open door that leads to the school gym. As soon as they enter the gym, the door shuts behind them. In the gym, some students are wearing mouse outfits. The writing on the gym floor instructs them to fit the bell in the cat's neck. They're all still trying to figure out what's happening when the floor opens up and a giant cat comes out of it. As soon as the cat comes out, it starts chasing and eating the students who are wearing the mouse costumes. Panic erupts, and everyone is trying to run from the cat. That's when Ichika sees a huge bell lying on the floor. She also notices a basketball hoop attached to the cat's collar. She tells others that they have to put the bell through the ring to stop the cat. One of the students is an expert at shooting the ball. He tries to put the bell through the hoop, but the cat catches it, hits the boy really hard with the bell, and kills him. By now, all the students have lost any hope of survival. The cat is eating them one by one. That's when Shun tells them to take the mouse costumes off. They do so, and the cat is confused for some moments before it starts eating students without costumes as well. As the cat is about to eat Ichika, Shun lures the cat away by wearing the mouse costume. As the cat tries to kill him, Shun hears the cat's voice. The cat is asking him to scratch its back. Shun climbs the cat's back and starts scratching it. The cat calms down when multiple students scratch its back, and eventually, the cat falls asleep. Shun then asks the students to put the bell through the hoop. However, students start fighting and arguing about who will put the bell through the hoop. During the argument, the cat wakes up, and the killing starts again. Shun, by now, knows that he has to put the bell through soon, or they will die. Shun and Ichika hide the bell in some clothes along with a basketball and shoot both of them. The cat fails to catch the bell, but the bell hits the hoop instead of going through it. As it starts to fall down, Amaya catches it and puts it through the hoop. The game ends, and the cat announces that only Shun, Ichika, and Amaya survived. Meanwhile, Amaya stabs the remaining students and kills them. He feels happy about the whole situation that they're facing. Amaya hated his boring life, and he knows that Shun felt the same way. So Amaya likes Shun and believes they are the same. After this, the game ends and the contestants pass out. Meanwhile, the news shows how high schools around the entire world are facing the same situation. Games are being played, and kids are dying in schools around the world. The authorities are trying to save the kids, but they are powerless. Around 10 million students have already been killed worldwide. The students who survived the first two games are transported inside giant flying cubes. The games are being broadcast live. Inside the cube, Shun wakes up next to an old school friend, Takashi. Shun once unintentionally stopped Takashi from committing suicide, so she really likes Shun. Shun also notices two other people in the room. He wants to meet Ichika, but the room is locked. Suddenly, four levitating dolls enter the room and ask the students to play a game. The dolls put a blindfold on a guy named Tara and make him sit while they go in circles around him. The dolls have names, and they sing while moving around in a circle. When the singing stops, Tara has to guess which doll is behind him in 10 seconds. He guesses wrong, and the dolls crush his head by hitting it on the floor. Then, they make the other girl in the room play the game. Her name is Tauka, and she too fails to guess in time. The dolls pull down her limbs until her body tears in half. By this point, Shun and Takashi are shaking. Shun agrees to play next and tricks one of the dolls to speak during the guessing stage. He has remembered the orientation of the dolls, so he guesses correct. The dolls break down, and a key is revealed. In the hallway, they find out that they have to hold hands with someone, or another doll will kill them. While trying to find the exit, Shun finds Ichika, who's running away from the doll. He grabs her hand to protect her from the doll. They all go into a room. Two guys are already there. They find out that they need 3 more keys and 1 more contestant to open the door. That's when Amaya enters the room with 3 keys. He has a guy with him, but he breaks the guy's neck. Then they open the door, and it leads to a tunnel. On the other side of the tunnel is a room covered in snow. A giant white wooden bear enters the room. The bear claims that he doesn't like lies, and he only likes white things. He tells them that he's going to ask a question. If they all tell the truth, they will live, but if even one lies, they will have to choose a sacrifice for the bear. For the first question, he asks about their favorite food. When all the students give their answers, the bear gets angry and says that one of them is a liar. He asks them to choose a sacrifice in 2 minutes, or they will all die. Panic sets in and eventually, they choose a guy for a sacrifice. The bear smashes the guy. For the next question, the bear asks if they like Shun or not. Amaya, Takashi and Ichika say yes, but the other 2 guys say no. Shun also says no. The bear gets angry again and asks them to point out the liar. This time some of them point out to Takashi, and she's killed. As Takashi's blood touches the bear's paws, Shun sees that the bear is actually black underneath. He tells them how the bear is the one who's been lying to kill them. This ends the game, and the bear burns down. In the outside world, people are going crazy after watching these games. They consider the contestants to be chosen ones and call them God's children. Meanwhile, the remaining 5 students are taken to an arena that looks like a ruined ancient city. There, a Russian doll pops up and explains the next game to them. The next game is Kick the Can. One of the contestants will be chosen as the demon while the others will hide. The demon will have to find the others and put them in jail. He also has to kick the can after capturing 3 or more contestants to win this game. However, if one of the remaining contestants kicks the can before the demon, the game will end and the demon will lose. But the can will explode, and that contestant will die while trying to save the others. By sheer luck, Amaya is chosen as the demon. He quickly captures Ichika and the other 2 boys and puts them in jail. Shun hides from him while Amaya waits by the can. Amaya tells Shun to keep hiding, and they both will win. But Shun wants to save others, so he wears old armor and goes to fight Amaya. Shun can't even stand in the heavy armor, so Amaya catches him quickly. But Shun ties Amaya to the armor and jumps in the water. While Amaya is trying to set himself free from the armor, Shun gets out of it and runs to kick the can. After Shun kicks the can, nothing happens. The dolls then tell him that they beat the demon. They also confess that they lied about the exploding can. They give the contestants some ice cream and fireworks start to go off. But as they eat the ice cream, they realize there's something written on the sticks. Shun and Amaya's sticks say you live, but the other 3 get sticks that say you die. Another doll pops up and tells them that the last trial was completely based on luck. So Shun and Amaya survive while the other 3 are killed. The film ends with both the guys standing on top of the cube while the doll introduces a homeless-looking man as the god. And that wraps up our recap for the movie As the Gods Will. Feel free to drop a comment below as to what we should recap next. Thank you for watching.